News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk, KGVO, AM 1290 and 101.5 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
The shutdown of Colstrip Units 1 and 2, now inevitable. Good morning, everyone. Montana Morning for Wednesday, July 13th, 2016. Right as skies cloudy. We have 54 degrees in Missoula. Our newscast this morning sponsored by Kootenai Creek Village, the maintenance-free active adult community in Stevensville with the best of Western Montana living. Call 777-5387. Our top story this morning, the 6 Colstrip owners, along with the Sierra Club and the Montana Environmental Information Center, have filed a settlement agreement pursuant to litigation under the Clean Air Act's new source review program back in 2013. The result is that the owners of Colstrip have agreed to cease operations of Units 1 and 2 on or before 2022. Units 3 and 4 are not affected by the agreement. There are currently no firm plans or schedule in place to retire those units. Senator Steve Daines had this comment, and I quote, "The closure of Colstrip Units 1 and 2 is devastating news. Colstrip provides hundreds of good-paying jobs, is an anchor to the entire economy and tax base of Montana. And because of fringe environmental extremists and the onslaught of anti-energy regulations from the Obama administration, we're seeing this important plant, one of the largest coal-fired generating stations in the West and our largest industrial facility in Montana, to lose a significant part of its generating capacity. We need to stop the attacks on Montana-made energy before we lose more good-paying jobs." On the other side of that argument, Mike Scott is with the Sierra Club's Beyond Coal campaign.
This is a huge deal in terms of reducing the state's greenhouse gas emissions. Colstrip, depending on the year, has been called the 8th largest emitter of greenhouse gases in the country.
Scott notes shutting down the generating units will mean a number of jobs in cleaning up the site for years to come. And he says the skilled workforce at Colstrip is also well suited to work in the burgeoning market for solar and wind power and new transmission lines.
If we respond appropriately as a state, we can put people back to work in the renewable energy industry.
Governor Steve Bullock issued a statement saying he's disappointed in the settlement. He says he'll send his Director of Economic Development for Eastern Montana, Liz Ching, to Colstrip today to answer questions from the community. U.S. safety officials say they've been making slow progress in efforts to upgrade or replace tens of thousands of rupture-prone rail cars used to transport oil and ethanol, despite a string of fiery derailments. National Transportation Safety Board member Robert Sumwalt told the Associated Press yesterday that federal regulators need to set milestones to hold the industry accountable for getting unsafe cars off the tracks. Figures provided by the Association of American Railroads indicate just over 10,000 stronger tank cars are available for service. That's equivalent to roughly 1/5 of the 51,000 tank cars used to haul crude and ethanol during the first quarter of 2016. The NTSB said all the older cars are prone to rupture. Tom Simpson with the Railway Supply Institute says the industry is committed to putting stronger cars in place, but demand has eased as shipments have decreased with lower oil prices. When UM President Royce Engstrom announced his planned staff and budget cuts in November of 2015, one of the proposals put forward was a new vice presidential position specializing in increasing enrollment. That individual has been hired. He is Thomas Crady. One fact that has just come to light, though, is that the administration, in order to attract Crady to a public university, offered a signing bonus of $70,000. Board of Regents spokesman Kevin McCrae explains.
For a state university, the average salary is $226,000, and that's not the high end, that's the average, $226,000. So the item that's before the Board of Regents on July 19th is proposing a salary of $170,000.
McCrae said the $70,000 bonus is a one-time offer.
The concept of the bonus is a way to have a one-time recruitment investment that does not factor into the base salary and provides us the opportunity to attract capable leadership.
At his former college, Crady was the vice president in charge of enrollment management and was able to increase both international and undergraduate enrollment. He's been on campus since July 1st. Wildlife advocates say they'll sue in an attempt to force the U.S. government to designate Yellowstone Park bison as a threatened or endangered species. U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service back in January rejected 2 petitions to grant federal protections to the roughly 4,900 Yellowstone bison. Officials said then the herd's population was stable. Western Watersheds Project, Buffalo Field Campaign, and Friends of Animals on Monday filed a 60-day notice of their intent to sue the Fish and Wildlife Service and the U.S. Department of the Interior over that decision. The groups say federal officials did not consider how dramatically the animal's range has been reduced or how the continued hunting and slaughter of bison threatened their existence. More Montanans have health coverage now than ever before, and the percentage of those without insurance has dropped by nearly 2/3 in less than 3 years, according to Montana Commissioner of Securities and Insurance, Monica Lindeen.
Now with Medicaid expansion being implemented with the HELP Act this last year, thanks to the legislature, we've seen another huge drop in the uninsured rate down to 7.4%.
Nearly 50,000 people have enrolled in expanded Medicaid in Montana. Many of those had previously been stuck in the Medicaid gap, with incomes too large to qualify for the program, but too small to qualify for the tax credits under the Affordable Care Act.
I think folks are feeling very good about how quickly they've been able to move folks into that coverage, and I'm sure that I think there's about another 26,000 or so that are probably eligible that need to be moved into Medicaid expansion.
The data in the report was compiled with provided by the Medicare and Medicaid programs and by the Bureau of Business and Economic Research at the University of Montana. A trial is scheduled in December for a man charged with killing his former landlord in Miles City. The Miles City Star reports Scott Austin Price appeared before District Judge Michael Hayworth on Monday via video from the Missoula County Jail, where he's being held pending a separate homicide trial. Price is charged with killing Ed Martin and attacking Martin's wife on December 14th of last year. He's charged with deliberate homicide, aggravated assault, aggravated kidnapping, intimidation, and theft. Price is also charged with attacking a woman in a grocery store parking lot and fatally stabbing another woman here in Missoula at a motel as part of a meth-fueled cross-state crime spree. His trial in the death of Lynette Keener is scheduled to start October 3rd here in Missoula. Well, Missoula will be alive with the sound of music, choral music specifically, as 10 talented choirs from around the world will entertain thousands during the 10th International Choral Festival starting today. ICF Office Manager Kirsten Smith said several of the concerts are free.
We have all of our preview concerts, so you can attend all 3 concerts for free. So that'll be Caris Park and then Southgate Mall at 2:30, and then the Bonner Park evening concert tomorrow evening.
Again, that's this evening. Smith said admission buttons for the paid performances are available all over town.
All of our Thursday, Friday, and then our Saturday finale, you can get into all of them with one admission button, and that one admission button is $20, and like I said, it'll get you into the whole festival. You can purchase those here at our office. They'll also be at the venues themselves before each concert, and then we also have a handful of admission button outlets listed up on our website.
For a complete schedule of performances and venues, visit our website for a link there at newstalkkgvo.com. Our News Talk time, 6:13.
News Talk KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Partly sunny skies today with an isolated shower or thunderstorm this afternoon. Daytime highs will be comfortable in the mid-70s. Partly cloudy tonight with lows in the upper 40s. Sunshine high in the low 80s on Thursday. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for KECI 13.